Namaste. Myself Praful Manekpuria will be doing the fourth lesson of subject General Science of Class 8. In today's chapter, Current, Electricity and Magnetism, we are going to study the flow of electric current, some basic concepts related to electric current, different types of cells, and how magnetism is related to current electricity. Children, if we see, every matter is made up of atoms. These atoms have equal number of positively charged protons and negatively charged electrons. And because of this, we see that everything around us is full of charge. Now, today, what we are going to see is current electricity in details. So, let us start with current electricity. You all must have observed lightning in the sky during rainy season. This lightning takes place from a cloud and reach down to the ground. At this time, we do feel certain sensation in our brain. Similarly, we see that electric current flows through wires, bulbs and other equipments which are there in our house. If we have a car battery, then that is electric cell. And here a current is produced because of the flow of negatively charged particles as well as positively charged particles. We all have seen that any liquid flows from a higher level to lower level. Same way, if we take two objects, the heat flows from a hot body to a body with low temperature. Same is the case with this electricity. What we observe is that there is a tendency of positively charged to flow from higher electric level to the lower electric level. Now, this tendency of the flow of electric charge from higher level to lower level is because of the potential difference. This difference of electric level decides the flow of electric charge, and this is called electrostatic potential. Now, let us study the potential difference. To study this, let us consider this example. Here, a bulb is connected with a wire, but it doesn't glow. But if the same system is connected with a cell, then we see that the bulb glows. This is because of the flow of the charge, the negative charge and positive charge. We can see here. Now, the electrons in this wire flow due to the potential difference of the cell. They flow from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, and the conventional flow of electric current is in opposite direction. So, this electric current will flow from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Now, this potential difference in SI system is measured in volt. Is it clear? As it is clear to us that the potential difference in SI system is measured in volt. Similarly, the electric charge which is flowing in a wire in 1 second is 1 unit current, and this unit current in SI system is measured in coulomb per second, or most common unit is ampere. And this electric current is a scalar quantity. Now children, let us study the concept of electric cell. The source is required to produce uniform flow of charges in a circuit. Such a general device which produces a uniform flow of charge in a circuit is known as electric cell. Today, different type of electric cells are available. The smallest one is in the wristwatch, and these cells varies in sizes, and they are also used in submarines. Even you all must be aware of solar cells. Basically, the main function of any of such cell is to maintain a constant potential difference between the two terminals. The most common one is dry cell. Now, this dry cell is commonly used in the torches, in the wall clock, in the radio cells, in the remote, and they are also available in different sizes. The basic construction is seen here in this diagram. Here we can see that there is a metal layer which is the outer layer of zinc metal, and it forms the negative terminal. This body is filled in with an electrolyte. This body is filled in with the electrolyte which is negatively and positively charged, as it has both negatively charged ions and positively charged ions. This electrolyte is nothing but a wet pulp of zinc chloride and ammonium chloride. Just in the center of this cell, we have a graphite rod, and this graphite rod acts as a positive terminal of the cell. Around this graphite rod, we have a paste of magnesium dioxide. Due to the chemical reactions taking place between the chemicals, electric charge is produced on the two terminals. One is the graphite rod, which is positive, and the zinc layer, which is negative, and thus the electric current flows in the circuit. Now children, this cell is very convenient. It can be carried anywhere and it can be held in any direction. So it is very common and used in most of the instruments. Once we have studied about the dry cell, something what comes in our mind is wet cell. We all have heard about inverter at home, and this inverter works on the same wet cell. This is nothing but the lead and acid cell. This is the figure which shows us the design of lead acid cell. This type of cell can be recharged after it gets electrically discharged. If all the power is gone, we can again recharge it. This lead acid cell contains of lead electrodes and lead oxide electrodes. Both are dipped in dilute sulfuric acid. This in the diagram we see is a lead dioxide rod, and this what we see is a lead rod. This is a positive terminal made up of lead dioxide, and this is the negative terminal made of lead. Both these rods are dipped in sulfuric acid. Now, the chemical reaction takes place and a potential difference of about 2 volts is created, and this makes the electric current flow. Now, this kind of electric cells have a good capacity of delivering large current, and so they are used in cars, trucks and other vehicles. Similar are the nickel and cadmium cells, which are commonly known as rechargeable cells. They are used in gadgets which are required to be carried from one place to another, and they can be recharged once they are electrically discharged. This diagram we see has electric bulb, a fitting for the cell, and a plug key, which are connected by a conducting wire. When the cell is fitted in this holder, we see the bulb glowing after the plug key is put on. So, this is nothing but an electric circuit. Similar electric circuits are also in our home supply, but the supply of electricity is made from outside rather than by using the cell. So children, here we conclude the first part of our lesson. In this first part, we have covered what is electric current, what are the different types of cells, and also what is electric circuit. In the upcoming part, we shall study how cells are connected, what is a battery, and what is the effect of magnetism on electric current, and what is the effect of electric current on magnetism. Thank you.